Hey, if you're a homeowner here in East San Diego and you're wondering if now is the right time to sell or if you should keep your home long term, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to go ahead and break down all the key insights that you need to know, whether you're planning to sell soon or if you're planning on holding long term. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the true cost of living here in East San Diego, including median home prices for single family homes, property taxes, including how Mello-Roos affects specific neighborhoods, utility costs, water, trash, and energy providers. I'll break those down by each city, and how current market trends are impacting home values and whether now is the right time to sell. And you're going to want to stick around to the end because I'm going to share a professional insight on how to maximize your home value in today's market. Hey, I'm Jesse Morrison, real estate agent and home advisor here in San Diego. And since 2005, I've had the privilege of helping hundreds of families buy and sell all across San Diego using our Home Maps system, which is a strategic step-by-step approach to maximize your home's value while also experiencing a smooth and stress-free experience. All right, so the first thing we want to look at is the median home prices for single family homes. All right, so we're looking here at, we're going to open up Redfin's website here and we're going to look at East San Diego housing market, okay? And one thing to note is we're not going to clump all the homes together. We want to make sure that we're separating condos from townhomes to single family homes and only focusing in on those detached single family homes to give us the most accurate data, okay? And what we're going to see is that the median home price here in East San Diego is $1,080,000. In case you don't know what East San Diego is, let me show it to you on a map. All right, so East San Diego, it goes as far west as Kearny Mesa, Mission Valley. It wants to stay under or south of the 52. So you're looking at Tierra Santa. You want to be pretty much north of the 8 freeway, going as far south as the college area. And you're going to stay west of the 125 freeway. So that kind of borders you over here towards like San Carlos, Lake Murray area. And also East San Diego, it's important to note, does not include the cities of Santee, El Cajon, La Mesa. Those are all separate cities. So when we take a look at the charts over here, you'll notice that East San Diego, the median price point is $1,080,000. But if you want to look at La Mesa is actually a little bit less at $875,000 median price point. Santee is running $847,500, and then El Cajon is at $792,000 for the median detached house price. And what I wanted to point out too here, let's take a look at what San Diego is as a whole. Okay, so this is city of San Diego as a whole. We're at $1.155 million. So what this tells us is that East San Diego, it actually offers a lot more affordable housing options than compared to going west coastal. But you'll still have all the same, well, pretty much all the same amenities and lifestyle that the coastal offers. You're just an extra 10-15 minutes away. So later in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and go over this chart a little bit more to show you how these trends relate to whether or not we're in a buyer's market, a seller's market, and how that relates to your home value in this coming year. But for now, we'll go ahead and focus in on property taxes, including how Mello-Roos affects specific neighborhoods. So what I did is I went on to the San Diego County Treasurer Tax Collector website, and it's right here, www.sdttc.com, and I just pulled up a random property tax bill. Okay, you can look at, this is all public knowledge, so you can pull up any tax bill on any parcel all throughout the San Diego County, and you can take a look at this. What I want to point out here is that our property tax rate, this is common for all of California actually. We have a base rate of 1%. And then there are voter approved taxes, which over time, there's different bonds and there's different things that San Diego voters vote on that say yes, that add to our property taxes. And you can see that, it seems really small, 0.00098% to your property taxes. But when you add them all up, here, let's add them all up. You get to this number here. You have a total property tax rate of 1.248. So the average property tax bill in San Diego County is actually right around 1.1 to 1.25% of the assessed value of the house. So one of the main things that affect your property taxes is this extra tax called Melrose. Okay, if you don't know what that is, it's pretty important to know about because it affects most newer developments. Here on the east side of San Diego, there's not as many newer developments as you might find in North County, like Carmel Valley, Forest Ranch, Santa Luz, those kinds of areas. Or if you go south to like parts of Chula Vista, like East Lake, you will find it a little bit here in East San Diego, in parts of Santee, or anywhere, like I said, where that has a newer development of homes that are being built, because these newer developments need to pay for things like police stations and fire stations and roads and schools and public youth parks and that kind of stuff. So they create these bonds that last a specific amount of time. It's like a fixed amount of bond that needs to be paid off. And that affects the tax rate for those homes until that bond is completely paid. And it usually takes about 20-25 years to get that done. So if I pull up a tax bill that has one of those Melrose in there, this is from Chula Vista, but I just kind of want to show you what it is. See where it says CFD? CFD actually means Community Facility District, okay? And those are your Melrose taxes. See, they can be quite significant, $3,700 a year. This one here, the CFD for the school, is $2,100 a year, almost $2,200 a year. But if you just add those two in there, that's almost $6,000 that are added on to your property tax bill. So that for this particular house, their tax bill went from $11,000 for the year all the way up to almost $17,000 for the year just because of Melrose. Okay, so it's super important to make sure you take a look at the property taxes because one house to the next, depending on if it has Melrose or not, can make a huge impact to your bottom line. Okay, now let's take a look at utility costs, including water, trash, and energy providers, and we'll break those down by city. So if you're in the city of San Diego, your water bill is actually going to go through the City of San Diego Public Utilities Department, which is here, sandiego.gov Public Utilities. And your trash bill will actually be paid through your property taxes. You will not have a separate bill for that. And if you're in Santee, you actually pay your water bill through Padre Dam. Padre Dam is actually quite a bit more expensive than the San Diego Public Utility Department. So keep that in mind when you're looking at homes out this direction. And you also have to have a separate trash collector come by and take care of your trash. This is not included in your tax bill like it is in the city of San Diego. So in Santee, Waste Management is the company of choice to handle your trash facilities. Okay, so if you're in the city of El Cajon or La Mesa, Helix Water District will be taking care of your water bill, which is more on the same pricing lines as the city of San Diego, but your trash is going to be through EDCO. All right. Again, it's a separate a separate trash company that is not included in your property taxes. So you have to pay this service separately, just like you would in Santee. Okay, so SDGE is San Diego Gas Electricity. They are the primary supplier of gas and electricity for the entire county of San Diego. So it doesn't really matter if you're in San Diego, Santee, La Mesa, El Cajon, or anywhere else. You're going to have to deal with SDGE. One thing I wanted to point out to you about SDGE is the way they charge for solar has been changing over the past year or two. So they have this new net metering program, and what they're doing is they're really they're incentivizing people to go and get battery installation, really encouraging people to pair their solar system with battery. That way you kind of stay off the grid. I actually had a couple solar companies come out to this house here, to tell me how much it would cost to, add some solar panels to our house, since our panels are getting a little bit older. They basically told me that they haven't sold a solar system without a backup battery to supplement, because it's just not financially advantageous to do so. So if you're gonna go with solar, or if you have solar, you're most likely gonna need battery backup to keep that cost low, especially if you are in that metering pricing stage. So another really important thing to consider when you're talking about the cost of living out here is your hazard insurance policies, right? So I've watched many of my clients, their policies go from about $2,000, which is normal for maybe a 2,000 square foot house out here, pushing up to $6,000, sometimes $8,000 for insurance. So if you're looking at a difference of a $2,000 policy to an $8,000 policy for the same house, I mean, that's $6,000 a year, that's $500 a month. So here, this website is provided by CAL FIRE, and basically it shows you all of California. I'm just zoomed in here to San Diego, but right on the CAL FIRE's website, you can get this interactive map, and you're going to see that it's color coded, right? So on the right hand side is the table, and anything that's in bright red, right, is in a very high fire zone. Anything that's bright pink is also very high. Orange is considered high, and this yellowish greenish color is moderate. We have a lot of canyons and trails and mountains here, especially around the east side of San Diego. So a lot of those are going to have open brush, and they're going to be in that high fire zone. So the important thing to note here is it can greatly affect your bottom line and your budget if you're in this higher fire zone, because this is going to be where those insurance policies are going to, skyrocket if they haven't already done so for you. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and talk about how current market trends are impacting home values and whether now is the right time to sell. Okay, so I want to zoom in on this map here. This is months of supply of inventory, okay? And this also, you should note that this is in the entire county of San Diego, and we're only looking at detached homes. What this does is it measures how many months of supply we have of houses for sale. So if there are 100 houses for sale in San Diego, and on average 25 houses sell every single month, it would take 4 months to deplete that inventory down to zero. So we would say we have a 4-month supply, just like it was here in January 2005. All right. As we cross this 6-month barrier way up here like this, like we were in 2008, that means there's way too much supply. There's way too many homes for sale. It's taking way too long for them to sell. So this would mean more supply means we're in a buyer's market, okay? And as we cross back down below 6 months, when we have less than 6 months of supply, that means we do not have enough to meet the demand, and therefore we're going to be in a seller's market. And as you know, when there is more demand than there is supply, then prices go up. And that is the same with everything. So when we look at this graph, where we are right now, we have 1.7 months of supply. So we're really deep into this seller's market territory, which means prices should continue to move up from here. But I want to go back to this this graph here about East San Diego's housing market. Prices don't just go up in a straight line, okay? They have the seasonality to it. So this graph here tells you what prices are doing throughout the year, and this is over the last 3 years, from 2022 up to now 2020, at the end of 2024. The reason why this says 2024 and in this video is for 2025 is because the data hasn't come out for the last month yet. It's not posted on this website, but this will still serve as relevant information for you. So look, at the beginning of the year in January, is usually December to January is usually like the bottom of the market where prices are the lowest. And then they kind of creep up throughout the year into the summer months. Usually like end of spring, beginning of summer, we start peaking out in prices. And then they come back down towards December or January of the next following year. And then they go back up, and they kind of do this like up and down thing. And it becomes a lot more easy to see when we look at days on market, okay? these like waves are a lot more pronounced. Prices go up when homes sell fast. Okay, so when it's taking a little bit of time to sell the house, this again, that's going to be in your like late spring, early summer months. And then as it takes longer and longer to sell a home, that's typically when prices come down. And again, you'll notice that that's in the deep in the winter months, like December, January time. And again, it just drops off the cliff towards the summertime. That's when prices are moving up. Okay, I really want to make sure that you understand that seasonal cycle, because values, again, like they don't go up in a straight line, and it's really important to know if you're buying or selling whatever part of the year that you're doing that in, it's going to affect your budget and the true cost of living out here in East San Diego. So let's do a quick recap of what we just got done talking about. The median home price here in East San Diego is $1,080,000. Property taxes range, but the base is 1%. They can go up to 2% or even more if there's Mello-Roos. The average is actually 1.25% of the assessed value. Utility costs, they vary by city and provider. SDGE and solar changes, right? You're gonna need to make sure that you have backup battery. It's critical nowadays. Fire insurance costs, guys, there's higher costs because of fire risk zones, and the market trends shows that we are in a strong seller's market with 1.7 months of inventory. So if you need more personalized advice about whether you should sell or if you're planning on staying here in East San Diego, feel free to reach out. Okay, we can do a no obligation consultation. All my contact information is below. And with our home app system, we offer expert guidance with very proactive processes with a commitment to like transparency and honesty. I really feel like these are important things for excellence so that you can get the best price on your timeline. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more, expert real estate insights. Okay, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.